The Two Cares for Pets. I'm Corey Duke, joined here by Dr. Jessica Zink with South Tulsa Veterinary Hospital. Also, we are joined by a very special little guest here today. This is Ricky. He is available for adoption at the Memphis Street Animal Rescue. But Ricky has a story, and that is why we are here today. So, Dr. Zink, tell us a little bit about Ricky.
So Ricky is about 8 to 10 years old. That's their estimation for him. And unfortunately for this little guy, he does have a pretty advanced heart murmur and some heart disease to go with that. And so he is on a special medication for that disease. And so I think that it would be pertinent to talk about maybe some heart disease in dogs and cats today.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's talk about, is it common?
So it's really common, unfortunately, and it's something that in older and younger pets, it can be found depending on whether it is something that develops as they age, whether it's something that is found as a puppy or a kitten. But there are certain types of diseases that can be more common in certain breeds. And some of those can be more common in smaller breeds, like mitral valve disease. Some of those can be more common in larger breeds, like dilated cardiomyopathy, that kind of thing. But it certainly is something that is a lot more common than you would necessarily expect.
So how do we as pet owners actually know? When do we need to take those precautions?
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons that it's really important to make sure that that you're doing yearly checkups with your vet, that you're making sure that if you have a puppy, that they're going for their regular puppy visits, so that if they are to check and listen to them, they can hear that heart murmur, and if depending on where it's at, they can do the proper diagnostics, and if needed, they can start medications that can slow this disease down. Well, sort of slow it down, but mostly extend the life of the pet by starting those medications.
And that's exactly what we want. So, you say heart murmur. What exactly is that, and how does it impact them? I mean, how is his day-to-day? What is his life like?
So a heart murmur, all that really means is it's the sound of the blood flow through the heart. And so when the heart valves aren't closing properly, whether that's because of a thickening of the valve, whether that's because of enlargement of the heart, whether through stretching of the heart or through enlargement of the muscle, it causes the valves to not close properly. And when that's the case, it causes sort of a whooshing noise. And so that is basically what a heart murmur is. And all it does is causes the heart to have to work much harder. And so by doing that over a long period of time, it can lead to heart failure, which obviously is the end stage portion of heart disease. And so that is one of the reasons that we use medication to help either treat that particular portion of the disease or to slow it down.
Oh, so we want to get our doggies checked, make sure that they are all okay. Thank you so much for bringing Ricky in. And Ricky, we hope you find a forever home because you certainly deserve one. Again, he is available at the Memphis Street Animal Rescue. Thank you guys for being here.